Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Welcome to our second PU Computer Science online classes. Why? Because in last class we already learned some important concept about pointers, differences between static and dynamic, free store, self-referential structure, memory leak, pointer and functions here. Now let's see the next important concept, that is about our pointers and objects. We know that there is pointer to variables. We can point to the variables, or we can say pointer to strings, pointer to structures. So similarly, there is also pointer to objects. Now, what's the meaning of the pointer to objects? The meaning is very simple. The pointer to object means that means the pointer pointing to an object is calling as the pointer to objects. Why? Because in this case I used object name EPTR, and with that I used pointer symbol, that is the ampersand, or that is called as the asterisk here. So the EPTR is the object here, and what's the symbol I used? That is to the pointer symbol. So we can say that the pointer pointing to an object is calling as the pointer to an object or object pointer. Now let's see how we are going to declare pointer to an object or object pointer. So the declaration of pointers to objects: class underscore name pointer, object hyphen pointer semicolon. Clear this point here? So now class name. Class name is the name of the class. What's the name we providing to the class is already defined class here. So the name of the already defined class, it going to add in our class name. And second thing about our object hyphen pointer, that means here it is an pointer to an object of this class type. The class name is the employee, correct? Why? Because here in example I defined, I declared, that means here used the class name as the employee here. So we can say that the class name employee pointer object hyphen pointer here, that is the pointer EPTR. Okay, so employee is already defined class here, and later next one is the pointer EPTR is the pointer to an object of this class type. And one more important note in our pointer to an object or object pointer. So what's the important note? The note is when you are going to access the member of a class. Why? Because we know that here whatever the output is going to display just depend on the accessing of a member of a class here. So every time we are using the dot operator, correct? Now when you are going to access the member of a class here, but in our pointer to an object you should use the arrow operator instead of the dot operator. Clear this point here? Why? Because we know that it's very important note when accessing member of a class here, in our pointer to an object you have to use the arrow operator instead of the dot operator here. Now let's see the simple example for our object pointer or pointer to an object. So going to start by using header file #include iostream.h. The second header file iomany.h. Why? Because for the end line and the setw, and the third header file, that is for our CLR SCR, to clear the screen. And later after we need to use the keyword class to declare the class name here. So the keyword class going to use, and the class name in this example I want to use as the EMP. It is the name of the class. Then opening of the flower bracket, and with that I am going to use some of the member data and member function. So we need to use the private access specifier just for the declaration of the member data. So the member data are the int EMP number here, and the second member data is the char name of 20, and third member data is the float salary. That means here in private I am using some of the member data that are EMP number, name of the student here or the name of the employee. Why? Because class name is the EMP employee, that is the in short form I used here, and the salary, that is the it going to comes or it going to add in our floating way, that means our float fractional in fractional point. Then in our public access specifier I am using some of the member functions. Why? Because such member function going to access the member data of the class EMP. So the member functions are get, open, close, semicolon, and second member function name is the void, that means it is the data type, and display is the name of the member function. And then later words we need to use closing of the flower bracket with the semicolon. So this is called as the end of the class definition. Okay, so that means before that here I declared, that means by using the scope resolution operator, some member function, whatever the member function I declared by using the class EMP, such one going to define by using the scope resolution operator. And we know that the use of the purpose of this scope resolution operator is using to define the member function. So this one is called as the end of the class definition. Now whatever the function, member function we declare, such one going to define by using the scope resolution operator. So void, and we know that outside class definition, what's the syntax going to use for our outside class definition? Class, that means our here we are using the return type, class name, scope resolution operator, and the member function name, but no any semicolon. Why? Because this is called as the definition of the member function. In declaration of the member function should use the semicolon. Clear this point here? So now after the end of class definition, some member function going to define. So data type, class name, scope resolution operator, member function, open, close. Now some of the information, whatever the information I want to display, that means first of all to display the information we need to enter some data, maybe by depend on the message, maybe the employee number, employee name, and the employee salary here. So I am going to enter the data. Why? Because the member function name is the get, that means going to input the data into the class EMP. Okay, so opening of the flower bracket, the first message going to display as the enter employee number. By using operation sin operation we are going to enter the EMP number. Why? Because how I declared the EMP number. So by using sin operation the EMP number, and the second message going to display as the enter employee name. So in declaration I used the name only, correct no here? So it going to enter the data for the name here, and this third message as the enter employee salary, that means the salary going to enter by using the sin operation. And whatever the flower bracket we open, such flower bracket going to close here. Now we already entered, that means it going to get the data into the class EMP. Now such data going to display by using next member function. The name of the member function is called as the display. So before going to take display member function, we need to define the member function display. Outside class definition, we know the syntax, that is the data type and class name, scope resolution operator, member function, but no any semicolon. Then opening of the flower bracket, now just only display member function going to display all those information on monitor. So see out employee number, that means such message whatever you are going to write by using double quotation, such message going to display on screen here, and without double quotation means what's the value you provided to the EMP number here, such value going to display. And second thing about our employee name going to display as a message, and what's the name you are added to our EMP name here, such name going to display one after the another. And last thing about our employee salary, clear this point here, employee salary, that means the salary it going to display as a message and salary value going to display. Then opening of the flower bracket, such flower bracket going to close, and later next one we know that we need to use the member function. So that means we already written the member function, and later what's the main function we need to write. So I am going to use the void main. Then opening of the flower bracket, and now this is the example, this is the program about pointer to an object or object pointer here. So by using the class name is the EMP, I am going to declare one simple variable E here, comma, and also with that I am going to declare one more object, that is our pointer object. Clear this point here, the pointer to an object. Otherwise maybe it's a simple program, means we are not using the pointer asterisk symbol, but it is a pointer to an object program, then sure we need to use the symbol, that is the asterisk symbol here. So pointer EP, and later next one whatever is there in E, that means in E what's the symbols are there, employee number is there, employee name is there, and employee salary, all those informations are there in our E variable. So such information going to add or assign to the variable EP. Clear this point here, into the pointer to an object here. And I already said why, because we already completed one header file. The header file is the our conio.h. Because of this reason we need to use the function. The function is the CLR SCR here. And one more note I already said, that means maybe you are in a pointer to an object, on that time we need to use arrow operator instead of the dot operator. So in this program I am using the arrow operator. So while accessing the member of a class should use the arrow operator. So the object name is the EP arrow operator get open close semicolon, EP arrow operator display open close semicolon, and later next one is about our get ch. Why? Because to end of the program, and later closing of the flower bracket. So when you are going to execute the program, on that time it going to get the output as the employee number, maybe any whatever the number if you are adding, such number going to display, and employee name maybe the AB, and employee salary, that is the 5,000. Clear this point here. But here we used the data type as the float. So any salary, that means in a fractional point it going to display maybe 5,000.25. Clear this point here. So this is about our some explanation about our pointer to an object or object pointer. And the last concept, that is about our this pointer. So what about the this pointer here? The this pointer means we know that the every variable or every object in our C++ has accessing its own address. Okay, all those variable going to access their own address just by using one pointer. The name of the pointer is called as the this pointer. Clear this point here? So the name of the variable, the name of the pointer, and why we using this pointer, THIS, this pointer in this case? Why? Because we can say that every object in our C++ going to access their own address by using one pointer. The name of the pointer is calling as the this pointer, or simple words we can say that this pointer means refer to the current object which is in use here. That means it referring the address of the object. Whatever the variable address we can find out by using the pointer, such pointer is calling as the this pointer here. Or in simple words, the all member function that may be used to refer to invoking object. Why be using this pointer? Why? Because by using the this pointer only it possible to use or refer invoking the object here. But the friend function don't have a this pointer. Why the friend function not going to use this pointer? Because the friend function are not member of a class. All the friend function is just only non-member function of a class. It is a friend of a class. So we can say that the friend function don't have a this pointer. Only the member function of a class can have this pointer. Clear this point here? So we can say that about our this pointer, or in simple meaning about our this pointer, that means when you are going to refer the address of any object, so such address we can refer by using pointer. This pointer is calling as the this pointer. Thank you.